Hey BookTube, this is Friday Reads. I'm Jen and I talk about audiobooks, and I hope that you had a fantastic New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. It seems like a fresh start, everything is new, and so yeah, especially books, but almost not quite for me. I spent all of December reading nothing but Christmas romance, and it was really fun. It was perfect. Lots of sugar, lots of sweet. Didn't really have to suspend belief very much because the whole season is all about that. If you flip on the TV, you know, you're watching It's a Wonderful Life and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and Charlie Brown Christmas. A Hallmark Channel, you know what? If you turn that on, it's like eating sugar just from the jar. Anyway, so I kind of couldn't go cold turkey from that. I had one more book on my romance iPod that I wanted to listen to because it was a sports romance. And notes, I can never remember. It's by Kelly Jamieson. It's called Off Limits, and I think it is part of her Icing series. This is narrated by Arden and Maxine Mitchell, and I like it. It's new adult romance. It's a little racier than I would prefer, but, you know, it hasn't crossed over into absolutely not territory for me. It's just kind of approaching that. You know, whatever. New adult runs the gamut from, you know, nice and very clean to really racy. So this is kind of a little to the racy side of center, but it's not horrible. I do like the characters. Pretty good so far. I am, I don't know, probably about halfway through it. And so once I finish that, then I think I'll be done with romance for a while. I think so. I think I'm ready for some paranormal, sci-fi, gritty, you know, no more sugary sweet. This is my non-romance iPod, and on it I have City of Fallen Angels by Cassandra Clare. That's book 4 in the Mortal Instruments series, and I can't believe I'm actually saying that I'm listening to it. I am. It's narrated by Molly C. Quinn. Molly C. Quinn, yes, and Molly C. Quinn and Ed Westwick. And I've read the first 3 books in the Mortal Instruments. I read them like 4 years ago. And they were okay. I was really reading a lot of YA at the time, and then I've kind of gotten away from YA. And you know what? After all of that stuff in December, I just thought, I'm ready for something else. Like Harry Potter or Mortal Instruments or something else. Not to compare the two because, you know, no comparison. But I don't know. I was just in the mood. So I've been told that if I can get through book 4 and 5, that book 6 in the series, which is City of Heavenly Fire, is amazing. And I like Cassandra Clare as an author. I mean, I loved the Infernal Devices series, and Clockwork Princess is one of my favorite books of all time. So I'm listening to the Mortal Instruments, and I like it okay so far. You know, I'm familiar with the world. I'm kind of getting reacquainted with it. And so every kind of supernatural character that you can imagine, and very young people, like not middle grade, but they're very young, and they think very young, and it's very YA. What can I say? I have nothing going on my iPad, but I do have this in print that I picked up. It's called I Remember You, and it is by Kathleen Davitt Bell. I'm only 30 pages in. I picked it up last night and was reading it, so it's kind of cute so far. It's YA, but it's a girl and a boy, and they meet in high school, and she has no idea who he is. She's kind of all intimidated. Oh gosh, can I talk to the boy? That kind of thing. And he knows her and remembers stuff, doing stuff with her. And he says things like, you don't remember when we were here? And she's just met him. So she's like, are you crazy? So I don't know if it's paranormal or supernatural or magical realism, which actually I think it's probably more towards that, just because of some other elements of the story that I know about. So anyway, I will keep you posted, and I will let you know how that goes. Last weekend, I was reading Now That You're Here by Amy K. Nichols. It is book 1 in the Duplexity duology, and I didn't have the second book. I can't believe I didn't have it. When I got this, I got it from Book Outlet, and I didn't realize at the time I could get the second book. So I kind of was like, now what do I do? So I went on Amazon and ordered it. I first went to Book Outlet, and I didn't realize this, but Book Outlet has an account on Amazon. You know, when you look down at the sellers of new books, Book Outlet is one of them. So if you want it faster at the same price, roughly with shipping, then you can just order it from Amazon and get it right away. So I did. So I got it yesterday. And so it is While You Were Gone. This is a companion book, actually, to this. And the whole premise of this is that there's a boy who gets blasted from his reality into ours, and vice versa. He swaps consciousness with the person who's in this reality, and the guy here goes there, and the guy there goes here. So this book is all about the guy who is from there who comes here, and he's totally freaked out, doesn't know where he is, why it all looks the same, and everything is different. And so he becomes friends with some kids who are kind of geeks and really smart. You know, the science in it sounds really good. They use a lot of terms that are scientific terms with regard to physics and quantum theory and all that kind of thing, and they think through how this could have happened, and it all sounds really good. But see, that's what I love, because it's total junk science. It's pseudoscience. It's not real science. It's just made up science that sounds really good. So this companion book is told from the perspective of the guy from here who gets shot into the other universe. So this one is set in that universe. And I'm really looking forward to it, because apparently it winds up the series really nicely. And so I'm going to get a good dose of pseudoscience, you know, made up science, which is so funny because I also just got a book for review, and it is called Reality Is Not What It Seems. It's by Carlo Rovelli, and it is narrated by Roy McMillan. And it is, Carlo Rovelli is an Italian scientist, and he talks about loop theory versus string theory with regard to quantum mechanics and gravity. And so I cannot wait to get into it. It's nonfiction, and so I think I'm going to get really, I wonder if I'll get totally disgusted with the whole pseudoscience of the YA books as compared to the real guy who is doing the real research into the real thing. So that stuff I love it. I just eat it up. I really do. So it's a very romantically paranormal sciencey weekend. I'm not going to get them all read this weekend, but it's certainly going to be an interesting and entertaining weekend into next week. So anyway, so that's what I'm reading. Tell me what you're reading. I would love to hear what you've been up to, how your weekend went last weekend, how your new year was, and do you have a lot of resolutions? Speaking of that, I haven't done a wrap-up since October, and so huge apologies for that, and I do intend to kind of hit some highlights in a wrap-up video. So yeah, I'll probably have to do December separately, because a few of you have asked me about the December romance, and you know, oh, you're looking forward to hearing about that. So I'm going to have to talk probably a little longer about that. So yeah, that's in the works. I really am doing that. I'm not going to do an end of the year wrap up. Instead, I'm going to do an end of the year survey tag, which I like a lot better. Those are coming in the next week or so. So let me know what you're reading. Let's talk about that in comments, and happy 2017. I think it's going to be a great year. That's it for now for me, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.